Yo, what's up and what's good?
What's what's up, my guy? The Cleveland Browns get it done in week one. As a Browns fan, we can't say that often, so we got to celebrate, Keith. Oh,
Yes,
we got to celebrate with
sir.
Sean, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, we got the game one, first one, first
Undefeated.
one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 1-0. 1-0. God damn it. 1-0.
Gotta love it.
1-0.
What what
Uh,
what what a game, gentlemen! What a game! And you know what? It all started with I believe that Browns defense, and that Browns defense started it, and they carried it through the whole game. They were relentless. They never let up. And even at the end, you know what? I had we like sports. Keith, co-hosts with me Mondays at 5:30. But we had
Yes,
on
sir.
a guest from the Bengals. He was in the press box today. They'll do it. Shout out to him. And he said one thing that was very interesting. He said that Zach Taylor always goes for a weird fourth down. And when it was 4th and 4, they go for it. And Myles Garrett with the sack with 10:27
Yes.
to go. That's the ball game basically, because you're up, 16-3 makes it, 19-3 even with a field goal. But we get a touchdown to Harrison Bryant, and you know what? Thank you, Cincinnati, because I'll tell you what, gentlemen, Cincinnati, the whole game, they never made adjustments. For as much as the Browns were being dominant defensively, it was like they went out there every single possession and kept calling like the same plays. They made it really easy for us, and credit to our defense. But Cincinnati's offense, you got to come with more than that. And yes, gentlemen, we got it done. We are 1-0. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm so excited.
Sean, you can go ahead.
Oh, you want me to go in? Okay. I'll just piggyback off of what my man Ed just said. Great defensive win. They battled the elements. Like you say, it was weird that Cincinnati didn't adjust the way. The elements were definitely a hindrance to Burrows. You could tell he couldn't handle the ball. He went to gloves. He tried everything he could. They didn't adjust. Hey, we'll take it. It's cool. But yeah, it was a dominant performance from the defense. I'm anxious to see what they look like once Thornhill's out there. I would like to see them on a dry surface because they looked fast. Even with the wet grass, they were still moving around, flying around. Salute to Grant Delpit for making a lot of great plays. Like he's definitely ascended this year. It was just so many great things that I saw. Taki making a lot of plays. I was impressed by him. Our DBs, Emerson, like, is this dude like special? Is he?
He's a
should we be
dog.
talking about
He's
him?
a dog.
Because he's making plays out there. That's crazy. And of course, Chubb. I'll end with Chubb. Chubb. Deshaun plays solid also, but Chubb.
Are you trying to say, I don't want to bring up the Yankees because Keith always likes to do that, but I'll do it first since I'll preempt Keith from doing it. But I would say Chubb is like the Mariano Rivera. Could you say the closer?
I would agree. I would go like Jose Mesa because I'm a Cleveland guy, but except not in the World Series.
Don't go.
Before the World Series
Before
game.
the World, right. Jose Mesa all
up
day.
Until then. But yeah, I totally agree.
You see my face, right?
Yeah. Like I say, my man is the closer. For sure, yeah. Once we got a lead, like I said earlier, he's just gonna get the ball. Let's get used to it. Once we get a lead, we're gonna rely on defense and Chubb. And hey, a victory is victory. I'll take it, and we're undefeated. And let's go.
Hey,
Big dog.
like I said, piggybacking off y'all, man. The defense set the damn tone today. Defense set the tone. Also, think about this. The offense really didn't have a great day, if you really think about it. And we still won going away, which signs better things
I'll
to
let you
come.
guys go.
I got something.
Yeah.
I'm glad, I wanted.
I got something too.
Yeah.
I'm glad,
Yeah,
Keith, I'm glad you posted it that way because
Yeah.
I want to talk about the offense. Bad weather conditions, okay?
Yes.
Deshaun wasn't exactly spectacular when it came to his throwing. But you know what I love about this Browns team? Past Browns teams it would have been, we might have ended up losing this game, but here's why we won it. Because we have a competitive advantage. When you have a weapon as Deshaun Watson is, that play call before the half where he scrambled in for 13 yards, we've had no quarterback probably ever in Cleveland, maybe besides backup quarterbacks or here and there, but no franchise quarterback or your starter that can just do that. Bernie Kosar was never going to run 13 yards.
Hey, excuse me. He did it for Dallas. I saw it.
Well. Fair enough. But you know what I'm saying? To have a regular weapon like that you, when everything, the passing game isn't going, the weather conditions aren't exactly right, and you can just say, hey, we'll do a quarterback draw basically and have him run 13 yards and scamper in. That's a weapon to have. And that's what I like about this Browns team. It's going to be hard to beat because even when the Bengals played defensively, they played okay. I mean, the Browns, like you said, the Browns weren't scoring. They played decent. It was decent, but they still didn't have enough to beat us because we have that one special weapon in Deshaun Watson. He doesn't have to play. We talked about it before in the pregame show. He doesn't have to play. We were talking about 80% of Houston. He probably played 60% of Houston today, and the Browns were still good enough to win.
And think about it. I've been saying this all year. Deshaun don't have to be the Houston Deshaun where he has to do every damn thing. He doesn't have to be that guy. Because you look at his stats right here, 16 for 29, 154 yards, 1 pass TD, 1 interception, 1 rush TD, and 1 2-point conversion.
Yeah. I mean, nothing spectacular, but
nothing spectacular, but it was effective.
He did what he had to do to win the game. And I mean, his accuracy was a little off because the weather conditions were called. Yeah. But what looked promising to me, fellas, is early in the game, I don't know if you guys caught it, it looked like old Stefanski with the cutesy play calls, the let's try and finesse it.
Right.
But when they started hitting us in the mouth, this was the first time under his tenure that I've ever seen adjustments. Yeah. Once things didn't start working, we went to Chubb, and we went to Chubb heavy, and I was glad to see that. So offensively, that was, man, I'm starting to feel that Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes, and think about this: Chubb rushed 18 times for 106 yards.
Solid.
Yes, and he had 4 receptions for 21 yards. Also, Ford rushed 15 times for 36 yards, I think.
Now, I want to talk about that. I need to talk about Ford, and here's why. A couple of things about Ford. Okay, yes, he fumbled early on. I like the fact that they went back to him. You get the young man's confidence going, and he was running great. Yes. Here's what I didn't like. I didn't like the fact that late in the fourth quarter, that drive that we had, I think was after we had got maybe about 8 minutes to go. It's winning time. You have your best. I believe that you have your best players on the field at that point. And I felt like, why was Ford in there? And you know what I'm saying? And I just felt like it's just kind of weird. Like you look at like the Chargers, they're always going to have Eckler in. You're always going to. I just felt like at that point, even with 2 scores, you put the dagger in it. You put your best players out there, and it's fine. I like the fact that they kept going to Ford after the fumble, and he does look. Ford looks like a beast. He does. There was one time he actually ran it up top for like, I don't know, maybe a 10-yard. It was the first down, and I looked. I was like, nice run by Chubb. And it was actually Ford because I didn't see the 3. I saw you saw the.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking.
He runs a little bit like Chubb and looks like him, and that's that's obviously the best compliment you can give when you're comparing him to the best running back in the NFL as Chubb is. So I think Ford's a winner, and I like what the Browns did with him. I just think there's some particular moments in the game that I think that just have your best players out there at all times.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to get his confidence up. It's nothing more, nothing less. It was like we said, he lost the football early. We were up a couple scores, and they were just trying to get him back in the flow. Like, hey, man, we still have the faith in you. We still rely on you. You know, you still are our number 2 guy. I don't think it was.
Well, it worked.
I don't expect to see that later on in the season.
Fair enough. And I, I'm saying I totally believe that. And honestly, it worked. So, kudos to the Browns because it worked. And he got his confidence up. And I think going into Pittsburgh, I think we got a 2-headed monster.
Yes, I do agree. He got it a few too many times down the stretch.
Yeah, that's the only. That's
I just so you know, I'm agreeing with you on that
Chubb,
part.
How many carries, Keith? How many carries did Chubb have in the game?
Chubb had 18 carries and Ford had 15.
He needs to have close to. I like him to have 23 to 25. People think that's too crazy. He's the best player. I don't see why not. That's just me.
No, me too. he definitely should get the ball as many times as he possibly can.
Yeah, right. Thank you. I mean,
And like saying later on in the season, a lot of those forward carries down the stretch will definitely be Chubb.
Chubb carries, yeah.
It's nothing to worry about.
Fair enough.
But like you say, as far as coaching, I'm glad that they did some things. Like they're thinking about the long game instead of the short game for once. And they tried to get Ford back in the game, because that was like the conditions when you lose fumbles like that. It is what it is. I mean. And I hope they didn't hold that against them. And I hope the fans don't hold it against either.
How can we not talk about the kicker? Big shout out to D-Hop. 3 for 3. And you know what?
Yeah.
They were no doubt, no question. Straight down. None of this Cade York crap left to right and all this crazy stuff. He just said no doubt about it.
Straight down the middle.
Yes, nice.
Straight down the damn middle. Split through the thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's what, in bad weather, too. It wasn't exactly, because Evan McPherson, for them, he missed the 51-yarder. So, hey, I mean, and he's supposed to be a great kicker. Yeah. So.
That one hurt for them.
It did. That was a critical point, too. Yeah, absolutely. Would have made it 10.
Because they had good field position, guys, right after the interception.
Yep.
Yes.
So,
but, I mean, we looked very good.
But fellas, going back to it, I just think that when I look and I think about this game, because I did have T. Higgins on my fantasy, no lie, got no catches. I'm okay with that.
Sorry.
I'm gonna end up probably winning. Shout out to me, I'm going to win, but I didn't do it with T. Higgins. But here's the thing, they kept going. It's just like it was the same routes. There was no misdirection. There was nothing. The Browns were getting pressure, and yet it just didn't seem. They wanted to go with the quick pass, and they were doing that all game. And I get it with his calf injury, but it seemed like they went with even quicker passes that didn't work. It was like they were out of sync, obviously, because with him not being in training camp. But it just seemed like they would try to speed it up instead of just, hey, let the pass rush in and maybe do screen passes or get Joe Mixon involved in the shorter game. They made it really easy for us by not adjusting.
But okay, let me ask you this: do you think that was a component of our defensive playing so quickly that he had to make those quick decisions because they don't have the same time, or do you think it was just simply they were out of sync?
Well, here's the thing. I think they were out of sync because, to your point, I think they did go into the game knowing that they had to, do quick passes because of our pass rush, and our pass rush lived up to that. So I think scouting us, they are actually correct. They thought we would get penetration, and we did. My thing is this. What they did was they adjusted by getting quicker instead of actually just, in that point, you're not going to outrush us. If we're getting through, hey, the play's already blown up. I would have let them come like the andale, let them come, and then, adjust with some screen passes, soften up that defense a little bit because we just kept coming, and the floodgates kept opening. It's like they basically just said they took another brick and made it easier for us to come and let the so I don't know. I see what you're saying, but to my point, I would have actually slowed it down in the fact that let them come, but they didn't do that, and, it made it easy because then we had, look at our coverage, look at Newsome, how he stepped in front. Burrow was not accurate, especially you could tell, we were getting pressure, but he couldn't even step into his throws. And even when he did with that calf, I don't think he felt comfortable to begin with. So it was a win-win for us where you're getting pressure on a guy that's already wanting to throw it quick. And it just led for a Browns beatdown today. And fellas, I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, I think that early Z pass that got, when he broke through and got to him real quick, I think that scared their coordinator. Like, yo, hey man, they're getting there too fast. Like we gotta. But I agree with you. They should have went more draw or delays. But they, like say, they played into our hands, and I'll take it.
And I think the thing also with Cincinnati, they do a lot of timing routes, and I think the Browns threw their timing off.
Well,
with the weather being off the hook like it was early, it was just out of sync. But like you said, they didn't adjust either.
I mean, it's very weird. I was looking at my wife. I'm like, they're just running the same plays over and over again. And then, like I said, then when it came down to that fourth down play called by Zach Taylor, thanks for doing that because, I don't know. I mean, and then the one after it, they don't get it. Obviously, they punt it, but it's like then with 8 minutes to go, you're surrendering. When at 10 minutes to go, you're still fighting. It's only a 2-minute difference with an offense as quick as Joe Burrow, the highest paid player in the NFL. I thought that was very odd, and like I said, it just played into our hands. And Myles Garrett, you know what? Myles Garrett gets a lot of slack, and he has over the years he puts up stats, but he doesn't make the big plays in the fourth quarter. Well, week one, check mark.
Made the big play in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, right. You know what? Check the box. He checked that one off, and basically he sealed the deal with that win. And it's nice to see. And Zadarius Smith, the defensive line is just unbelievable. And you got a killer like Myles Garrett, and you give him another killer over there with Zadarius Smith. Good luck the rest of the NFL this year. That's all I got to say.
You know who else I want to give
on dry land? Go ahead. Yes. I'm sorry.
You know who else I want to? You know who else I want to give shout out to? Denzel Ward. He played his ass off today. And everybody's talking about whether he was going to come back to play or not. For real, a week ago. We was worried about him, whether he's going to come back to play or not. And it was just cleared out till Friday. Yeah. Right. He had just cleared. And one thing I will say about Denzel, when he's right, with those two cornerbacks, with Newsome and what's my guy name? 23.
Emerson.
Oh my God.
Fellas, does that remind you? Like, I'm old school. I'm not gonna lie. So I always go back to the heydays of the late '80s, and I think of Frank Minifield and Hanford Dixon and Felix Wright. Yes. And I look at what we got in our secondary now, and you could argue Denzel Ward, Martin Emerson, Newsome, Delpit. You know what I'm saying? You could argue that this secondary would probably be the best ever in Cleveland Browns history.
And think about this.
Agree.
Delpit was everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier, man. Delpit showed me something. He's out to play and prove something this year, and it looks like they gave him a little more freedom to roam around the field, and that's helping him. That's definitely help. He's playing with a different freedom, and he's making tackles in the open field. Like, wow, okay, 1-on-1, you can do that. All right.
I mean, you know, it's funny too, like, you know, with Delpit, you know, with the injuries and, you know, he's been going up and he's been going down. But I think, you know, Jim Schwartz coming in and just, like you said, giving him the freedom to do, because he's always been a talented player. And then you look at like the SEC, a lot of these guys that we draft, especially in the secondary, and that's what they do in the SEC basically. You know, they get pressure. Alabama, LSU, they get the pressure. They allow their secondary to kind of freelance more. You look at Honey Badger when he was at LSU and things like that, and it just seems like Delpit fit into that. And now that he's becoming more free, like you said, I think there's going to be many more big plays for him. And like I said, that's just, like I said, when you get pressure, it all is predicated on pressure. When you put as much pressure as the Browns did on Cincinnati, I mean, it's really hard to get anything accomplished. It makes it really easy for the secondary that they're waiting for the ball, you know.
Man.
And then moving the defensive lineman around, that has to be bad. I mean,
oh man,
I would hate to be the lineman that has to call the assignments.
Oh yeah, because they're always.
Yeah, he's gonna be pointing like,
I think this one, but hopefully not that one.
Yeah, so let me give you some stats real quick from Cincinnati, because you might not never see these stats again from Cincinnati the rest of the year. But Joe Burrow, 14 for 31. 82 yards.
Beautiful.
Mixon, 13 carries, 56 yards.
And he got a lot of those in the middle of the game.
Yep.
Jamar, who turned into the elf, Chase, 5 catches for 59 yards.
Emerson gave him the little man thing. I don't know if you guys caught that. He's too small. He gave him the too small.
T. Higgins, 0.
I had him on my. Yeah, I know.
Sorry for all you fantasy coaches, Ed. Sorry.
That's me. I took an L on that one.
0. And I'm just gonna say this: if I had to give out a game ball, I have to give it to the defense. For real.
Oh, you have to.
But they set the tone.
You know who we forgot to mention, and he's near and dear to my heart as an Ohio State Buckeye, but DeJuan Jones coming in for Conklin. You know what? He deserves a game ball too, because you know what? Like the announcer said, because once he came in, they didn't call his name. That means he wasn't holding, he wasn't giving up sacks. He was just doing his job. The big man.
Solid.
It was just like he was in the preseason game, doing what his usual. Nobody can get past him.
What a pick, though. What a pick for Andrew Berry to swipe him as late as he did in the draft. If you can get him and he can be the future, right tackle, and whatever. Wow, what a steal!
I mean, like a decade, we could have him for a decade, realistically.
Yep.
So that was a steal. Him and Ika, both those guys are like large human beings. I'm all about, you can't teach that.
Right.
And they took 2 large human beings, and he might be one of the largest. And he's talented. Like his movements, his footwork. Even when they asked him to pull, I don't know if you guys were watching that.
Oh,
but
I saw
mean,
it was the one when Ford came out, whatever like that, and he was pulling, and yep.
Yes, you caught it too.
Yeah, I caught
my
that.
Man, Ed, yeah. This dude's moving. I mean, it's not like he's lumbering. No, he's hitting the spot. Like, and that's for a guy that size, that's special. And with our line coach, he could be one of the elite linemen in the league.
Like you said, for the next decade. Plug him in. He's there.
And Joe Thomas, Joe Thomas Tutelage, please.
Yeah, nice.
Yes,
Does not hurt.
Yes, sir. And think about this. Even though the only bad part is that, oh my God, what's my dude's name?
Conklin's. Yeah, we lost Conklin on that.
Yeah. How bad do you think? How did anybody know? And how bad do you guys think?
It looked like he got hit on the knee, so it's kind of a. It's one of those things. He could be up with a strain, in a couple weeks, or he could be done with the, the ACL. I try not to say,
Right. I don't want to say exactly. I know. I should.
Yeah. So we're gonna hope it's just like a strain of some sort, because it didn't look like he totally folded.
Yeah, he wasn't.
On him.
Well, yeah, it didn't look. I mean, he was carded, but it didn't look as bad as some. So hopefully, like I said, DeJuan Jones, you're up next. Hey, buddy, Monday night, the lights are bright, and you're gonna be playing, and it's gonna. I think we should be okay with him. So.
Yeah, he's gonna be fine. He's showing that he's gonna be fine, and I mean,
and you're gonna be in the bright lights against T.J. Watt next week.
Hey, he's got to run around that 6'8", 250 or 270 or
whatever. That island of a man. He's got to run.
Yes.
He's gonna have to run two. He's gonna have to run to Cleveland to get around them.
Right. That's right.
Oh man, he said you got to run to Cleveland, and the game is in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's gonna have to run to Cleveland to get around that man. But like I saw so many good flashes. I'm excited to see us on a turf field to see what our speed is. I'm excited to see like if we can keep this adjustment mentality, because it gave me so much hope just to see Stefanski step away from what he would normally do, because we've seen this before.
Yes.
He'll go to all those cutesy plays and he'll stick with all those cutesy plays until we get down, and then it's pass. Hey, give it to Chubb, man. When in doubt.
When in doubt, yes.
He stuck with the run with Chubb and Ford. And think about this. In past years, you probably wouldn't have never seen Ford again after that fumble.
True.
Yeah.
True. Like I said, that was very promising. And I hope everybody doesn't give up on Deshaun, early, because he was shorting the ball a lot.
I wonder Elijah Moore that he kind of, if he would have hit him like in stride, Elijah Moore could have maybe took it to that. Like he took it. Because he had his receiver DB beat, and it's just he under threw it, and people like, well, Elijah Moore's not wearing gloves. Elijah Moore not wearing gloves was not the problem. Deshaun missed the spot. That was the problem.
Yes.
But I'll say one thing. So even with the interception that got tipped, because a lot of people on social media were saying it was a horrible interception. The ball got tipped. Okay. The ball got tipped. But here's the thing. I always say this about quarterbacks. I don't like interceptions, but I'll say this. Tips happen. Things happen. Deshaun Watson, when I look at this game and I process it and saw all the throws that he made all the correct throws. Like there was not a throw that he threw like into bad double coverage. This shouldn't have been the guy. No, he missed the throw or they were inaccurate. Maybe the weather had something to do with it. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But to me, I always look at this. I want my quarterback to always make the right play and be smart. I hate dumb interceptions. I hate bad throws because you're throwing it to the wrong person. He threw it to the wrong spot, but he correctly threw it to the right wide receiver, and I'm all for that. I thought Deshaun Watson, from a mental standpoint, had an A game today.
Yes.
He, you say, he made the correct decisions. He didn't make. He just wasn't able to complete the passes.
It's not going to rain every game.
No. That's why I say I want to see him on dry land, because it was two to Goodwin, like both of those deep passes.
The first one, he almost caught that Goodwin. I mean, it went through his hands. It actually wasn't that bad of a throw. A little bit underthrown, but really good. Yes. He should have caught. He honestly should have caught that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's give the defensive player a little bit of
he was behind him. Yeah, right. There was touch. There was contact.
Yeah. But if it was out in front of him, it would have been.
Yeah. But
but like you said, if you touch it, you're supposed to get it. I agree with that. I agree. And a couple of those Cooper passes that was short, that
Yeah.
were wide open. But like you said, he was throwing to wide open receivers, or at least a guy that beat his
He made
defender.
the right
So
decision. I like that. I like the right
So-
decisions.
so once the accuracy comes, I mean, those are completions all day.
Yep.
And we're looking at 80% passing guys, 200 yards from Chubb. Can anybody beat us?
No. No. Absolutely not. Hell no. No.
Well, speaking of going to Pittsburgh next week, they got a nice beat down by the 49ers today. And so their morale's down. Look at Kenny Pickett. Horrible stats today and didn't do so well. So the Browns going into it, obviously, are going to feel real good. Obviously, Pittsburgh's going to be in that defensive standpoint. I can't go 0-2. It's what I'm saying? So it's going to be a tough one in Pittsburgh. But I look at that team and I don't know. They didn't really impress me that much today. And we kind of did. So, what I'm saying? I don't think it's as daunting of a task as I had thought before that day started.
No, after watching like the highlights from that game, I don't know. We might have to knock them down a little bit. They might not be as competitive as we thought. We might be giving them the respect, of the old, as we don't get the respect of the old.
Yeah, we might have been giving them just respect on the humbleness, basically. Just like
I mean, their coaching is. I mean, Tomlin is one of the best coaches, and their franchise definitely normally comes through in these situations. But right now, like from what I saw, they don't look like they can run with us, the Bengals, or the Ravens.
Because we said it today on the pregame show. We said it that they got
the fourth best quarterback
and Kenny Pickett. And honestly, if you look at his numbers, the way he played like when the Browns would be 3-13, 5-11 with the Colt McCoys and the Noodle Lawrence, and then you put in the Seneca Wallaces, and like that's what he's looking like. I think Kenny Pickett. He's not looking like a franchise quarterback. And you're right. So. I mean, that's the difference. I mean, when you don't have the kind of quarterback play, or I'm saying, as the Browns, Ravens, and Bengals have, and the Steelers don't obviously have that. I mean, you're at an uphill battle to begin with, and hopefully that plays out in Pittsburgh next week.
Yes, sir. Monday night under the bright lights, and do it in front of the whole country, where we're the only team that everybody's watching.
Now, aren't we wearing the white helmets too? Aren't we wearing?
Yes, sir. All white. Yes, sir.
Look at you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's a new Browns, right?
Yeah. Yes.
New attitude. We got this.
And I'm gonna also say this. Think about this. In past years, the Browns would have broke down after the Ford fumble. The Deshaun interception. They would have broke down, but they still kept plugging and kept doing what they do best. They stuck to it. It's like, oh, well, you fumble, so what? Defense going to pick it up. Oh, well, you threw interception, so what? Cincinnati's not scoring on us at all.
That's a team. That if you think about all the great Super Bowl teams, they all had that same mentality. Like, hey, if they mess up on their side or they don't come up big, we're gonna come up big on our side.
Yes.
And if we keep that mentality, we're gonna be tough to beat. Period. Like,
yes.
Man, like that. It's like I say, it was just so many flashes of great stuff that I saw that had me so excited. Like just the little things, like from the blocking, the offensive line is like their movements, the defensive line, the way that they're structured. That wide nine is going to be crazy when you start looking at like Miles and Z on the same side on some plays, or like we just have a major big front. The only small question I might have will be the linebacking, but it wasn't a major issue. But I do have some questions about the linebacking
because we really didn't see that much of Anthony. We didn't see that much of Anthony Walker today.
Right, he was out there. I mean, he was quarterbacking the defense a little bit, but.
Well, I also think it had to do with the Bengals and what they were doing. They were keeping everything to the outside. We were getting such a pass rush. I mean, by the time our linebackers didn't even need to be there because our defensive linemen were doing all the havoc, So it was kind of like the way they were spreading us out and doing it that way. So, I will say one thing to your point. the linebackers. We're going to find out more in Pittsburgh because they're more, play it in the middle of the field, more smash mouth. So we'll definitely find out next week about our linebackers a little bit more. But I just think today, with the way the game played out, we weren't going to find out much. And that was a good thing because, our defensive linemen got in there, and it was our secondary then batting balls down in the middle of the field. Wasn't even, they didn't really even use it.
No, they didn't go through the middle of the field at all.
Yeah, where's Irv Smith? They threw to him a couple times, but he wasn't really a factor. They didn't use the middle of the field like the Bengals usually do against us. So they played into our hands. So look, Zach Taylor, thank you. Like I said, we keep praising you for your play calling today, and it really helped.
We look forward to seeing that again.
Yeah, keep the same playbook. Yeah, there you go.
Send notes to the next thing.
We did not make adjustments.
No, they did not. They did not.
Yeah, but it was a great victory. I will take it all day. Like, man, great start of the season. A lot of exciting games. Yeah.
It sets up the season because, like we said in the pregame, you can't lose division games at home, especially against a team that's picked to win the division. Most people pick the Cincinnati Bengals to win the AFC North. You get them at home in week 1 on your home turf, and like Dion says, it's personal. It's personal. Well, the Browns defense today made it personal with Joe Burrow, and what I really loved about it was the fact that even when we didn't have to bring the dogs as much as we did in the fourth quarter, when Joe Burrow was out there, every time he threw it, he was getting hit. He was getting every single time I looked up, somebody was putting a hit on him, whether, what I'm saying? So, I think Joe at the end of the game was probably like, just get me, get me out of here. I'll go back to Kentucky or wherever you're from and eat your Skyline chili.
Nice. He definitely showed a lot of frustration down the stretch. You could tell on his face, his body language. He was taken out of the game, and it was, you hate to give him a pass with the weather, but the weather just definitely took him out of it. You know what I mean? Yes. And I don't expect to see the same, bro. Matter of fact, I feel sorry for the team that faces him next, because I think he's going to try and torch them.
Well, you know what? Last year they were saying. He was horrible last year. Remember the opener against Pittsburgh when they lost it? I think with the extra.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and he threw the pick. Right. He threw the pick 6. He's coming off. What was he coming off of? Some kind of injury or something last year too.
Something.
And I'm saying something. Maybe it was an illness or something. I don't know, or something.
But
he
had
appendectomy.
Appendectomy. Yeah,
he's coming off that. So I'm saying. So the timing was off that week 1. They were started 0-2. So I think the Bengals are gonna, they're gonna have to have a replay of last year if they want to get back to the playoffs, where they're probably gonna start off slow. And even maybe the next game or 2-3 games down the road. But like to your point, Burrow's good enough; they'll figure it out. But we're lucky to get them in week 1 in the conditions that we did, because it turned out to be a victory for the Cleveland Browns.
Yes, sir. What a great Sunday. Today, like Ice Cube say, today was a good day. It was a good day. Today was definitely a good day.
Well, I always like to, you know what I'm saying? To me, we can break down stats, we can break down plays, we can break down where the season goes on the field. But to me, victories are more of how does it make you feel as a human, as a fan, as a city, as a community, how it's uplifting. People are going to go to work tomorrow and it's Victory Monday. And you know what? Mondays are always Mondays at work. But when the Cleveland Browns win, it just makes it that much more tolerable.
Yes,
and then you're looking forward to next week and playing Pittsburgh. And it's not like, oh no, now we're in a hole. We got to get to 1-1. No, it's like we can go to 2-0 and really put a stamp on where we want to go in the direction of the Cleveland Browns season. I just think that's very exciting, and it's something that we haven't had since 2004, a win at home. Obviously a couple of years ago we won with Baker and that Cade York kick, but we don't usually start out 1-0 as Cleveland Browns fans, and it's just very, very nice. And you got to enjoy it. You just got to enjoy it.
It's a good feeling. It's a great feeling.
Very good feeling. Very relaxing feeling.
And it's always fun. I always said this. Now watching the rest of the games, isn't it just much more enjoyable watching football now, knowing your team's 1-0? It's just so much more. It doesn't seem like a burden anymore. It's like
is this how it feels?
Yeah.
Like say, hey, you guys, you're saying that you don't want the winless season back, or?
Oh no, I'm good.
You didn't love that feeling inside, waking up on Sundays, be like, oh, we're going to lose this one. All right.
Yes. Right. That's the worst feeling in the world, is going into a Sunday knowing your team doesn't have a chance. That's the worst feeling in the world. And, Yeah, sorry, Keith.
Knowing that your team doesn't have a chance and knowing your team is going to find a way to blow that chance.
Yeah, there you go. That's more like it. They will find a way to lose, even if they were in a favorable position. Like we used to find a way to lose. Now we're snoo.
Yeah. Well, you know what it was? I'll tell you what. If this wasn't the Cleveland Browns, and this was, say, we were rooting for any other team, and we're at a different city, we would honestly say, you know what? We just beat the crap out of that team, a beat down, because we did. But we're Browns fans. We're not used to it. We're very to that humbling point where we're just so excited that we won. But if we were like New England or Philadelphia or whatever like that, and we were playing the Giants or another rival of us, we'd be like,
Right.
you know what? Yeah, we smoked you guys, and it would just come off. And I hope to get to that point where the Cleveland Browns not only do this, but they do this consistently. Go back to
Yes.
the Bernie days, 85 to 89, where you made the playoffs 5 straight years. You know, this is like the start. We talked about the start of a new era. Well, a start of a new era means making playoffs consistently, and you know,
Correct.
and it starts this year.
Yes.
Yes.
Right now,
Definitely.
today, it
Now,
started.
So now.
This is it.
We deserve this, you know. As fans, we are the best fans in the NFL for sticking with
Yes.
a team and a franchise, you know, for as long as we have been. And you know what? They haven't always given us the best feelings on Sundays, so it's nice that we're starting to feel the opposite of that. And we deserve maybe a nice 5-year run. And you know what? We talked about it in the pregame as well. And Sean, you mentioned it, and let's not be afraid to say it. Lombardi Trophy.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Hey, that's
Let's
got to
practice.
be.
Is this how they hold it, like a baby?
Yeah,
It's like-
right.
And think about this. That's got to be the expectation and the standard from here on out.
Yes. All jokes aside, yeah, our expectation has to be Super Bowl. Like
Yes.
our mentality is Super Bowl or nothing.
Right.
Like I get
Yeah.
it that everybody is like, you know, hey, if we make the playoffs, it's positive. No, as we're
Oh.
constituted right now, Super Bowl. If we don't
Let's
make the
think
Super
about
Bowl
this.
next year, Super Bowl.
Yes, because think about this. You didn't give away 3 first-round draft picks and pay big money for Deshaun Watson if you didn't think he could carry you to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Why
When the
do that?
right.
If
When the
that's
Broncos
not
got
expectation.
Peyton Manning, it wasn't to
Yes.
just go to the playoffs. When Tampa Bay got Tom Brady, it wasn't to go to the playoffs. It was to win the Super Bowl, right?
Correct.
I mean, right?
And every year that you don't get there, it's a failure.
Right. It's a waste.
In my
It's a
eyes,
wasted year.
it's a failure. It's
Well,
a wasted
I
year.
won't say a fail. It's only a failure if we don't progress.
Right.
I won't
That's
get,
fair.
just say it's totally a failure. But if we're not progressing, it's a failure. But like if we keep rolling, keep doing things to get better, and we see that, translating to the field, that's all we can ask for. But right now, our expectation should be Super Bowl.
Yes.
Definitely. Like say, let's.
I mean,
And-
the Bengals are right. I mean, Super Bowl contenders. Everybody has them. A lot of people have them in the Super Bowl. Some people pick them to win the Super Bowl. What happened today in Cleveland? That was an old-fashioned beatdown.
Yes. Pretty soon on my ticker, I'm gonna start putting on here the Browns kicked Cincinnati's ass. 24.
They did. I mean, they did.
They
That's
did.
what the gentleman.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. I mean, they went. I think on third downs, the Bengals were 2 of 15 on third downs. They were 0 and 1 on fourth. So basically 2 of 16. And you know what I'm saying? I will say one thing: the Browns 4 of 14 on third downs. You got to get
They
better.
gotta improve that
We
too.
need to get better on third down. We need to get
Yes.
better.
True.
Yes.
But a lot of those were those throws that Deshaun was making that were short.
Right.
Couple
right.
of those. Yeah. So not
More, I
giving
think
them
we're
a
more
pass.
50%. We're probably closer to 50% on third down. Yeah.
True. But
Yes.
I agree. We got to definitely shore that up. But on the flip side of that, man, their punter got a lot of work.
He did. He did.
Yes.
He got a lot of work, and that's
Yes.
let's keep that going.
Shout out to DPJ. You know what? I was talking to my son during the game, and he was saying that DPJ for a kick return, punt return is pretty tall, and he is. I mean, obviously,
Yeah,
but
he's
you know what I like
6'2".
about. Yeah, but you know what I like about DPJ? He's gotten sure-handed with them. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to make the spectacular run. First goal of the punt returner is just catch the ball, and he's not. It was bad weather today, and he had no trouble doing that. So that was nice to see as well.
I agree. Way to look at that. Yeah, he was
Yes.
securing the football. I was a little
Correct.
that last one where he didn't fair catch. I was a little.
Oh
what are you
yeah,
doing, bro?
like dude,
Like-
what's going on? Who you trying to show off for, son?
Yeah,
Slow.
like say Bubba probably yelled at him on the sidelines. Hopefully, once he got,
Right,
hey
right.
man, don't do that, bro.
Oh, we don't need that.
We don't need none of that. Let me holler at you for a minute.
Right.
But like you said, that was a great point. He secures the football, and that's all we
Yes.
can ask for,
Yes.
especially in the kicking game these days. We don't. It's not.
We don't need anything spectacular. We need field goal kickers to make the 40-yard field goals. We need our punt returners just to catch the ball, and we need a kickoff guy to hit it back so they're not returning it for a 100-yard touchdown. We had that today in Cleveland, even in bad weather.
Like Kevin Stefanski used to say last year, what we needed to do today we did. They played complimentary
Free
football,
football.
which resulted in 1-0 and an ass kicking of the Bengals. Send them Bayou Tigers back down south, god damn it. Our asses back to the net.
Hey, not all of them. I think Delpit went down there, so I think.
Well, take their asses back
he did.
down. As far as I understand,
He's like, not all. He's like, not all of them. No, not all of them. No.
take their asses and the overgrown elf back down to Cincinnati, and they can shut the up. For real. How dare you call us the elves? How dare you?
That's so. And that's why they play the games. We showed it on the field. Like say, take it back. No.
Five catches, 59 yards for Jamar Chase. So if you're worried about elves, you can worry about elves next time we play in Cincinnati, because if you're going to put up a 5 for 59 performance, we'll take that again.
Yes. He came up short.
Yes.
Hey, he came up short like an elf. Hey, our elf came off the shelf today, and I think
we'll send you a box of Keebler cookies.
Well, that sounds good. Yeah, send me a box too. I like that.
Right.
Send me a box.
With the chocolate bag,
with the you got
cookies used to be the bomb back in the days.
Oh, they're the bomb present. Yeah,
right.
They still sell those, just so you guys know.
Oh yes,
they're still out here.
But like I said, they played a hell of a game today, defense especially, and there's some things they could tune up and everything. But I attribute a lot of it due to the weather conditions, honestly. Especially on
was it only raining in Cleveland? Because I saw a lot of people saying on social media that it was only because it wasn't sunny in Columbus. I don't know what it's doing in Cleveland. I don't know what part you guys are at, but it just seemed like it was only raining at the stadium today. That's what I heard. So I can't confirm it.
It didn't really rain that much over here.
I'm on the south side. We got a little bit of something, but it wasn't like at the stadium for sure.
Yeah, I just felt that was
because I live on the north side and we didn't. It was a dreary day for real.
Okay, I just kind of thought that was
weird Cleveland weather. Hey.
Well, it helped. Honestly, in the grand scheme of things, the weather actually benefited the Browns today. So,
yes, sir.
Hey, we had the 12th man was the weather.
That's right. Thank you, clouds. Thank you, rain.
Yes.
In early September.
Yes.
And our kicker wasn't even phased. Straight down the middle, splitting up rights. I was like, wow, I
think Cade could have made those kicks. No, I'm kidding, guys.
We're not doing this. We're not doing that.
I'm kidding.
Even if he did make those kicks, they're veering off to the right or to the left. They're doing something crazy and barely getting in.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to take that chance. Hey, I felt comfortable. Yeah, it was a joke.
Right.
Don't jump through.
Okay.
Hopefully, I can be.
In Cleveland, I guess you can't joke about field goal kickers. They take it to heart. Okay, they're very serious.
It was you guys gave me the silence. Like
it's like
I like
Sean's not gonna be on any show with us anymore.
Yeah. Yo, mama jokes are okay, but you make field goal kicking jokes, and you're off. You're out of here.
Kickers and quarterbacks, you get
canceled.
You're in trouble.
Quickly.
You'll get people bringing up the old school Phil Dawson cleats and the Don Cockcroft.
Oh, Cockcroft, yes.
And the Matt Barr cleats.
Matt Barr. With the one.
Exactly.
With the one, yeah. And then,
yes, with the one bar.
Yeah, one bar.
Face mask.
Well, we about to get off of here.
It's been another fun one.
Yes, sir.
Victory.
Yes. Feel free to check out the We Like Sports show tomorrow at 5:30 with my man Ed in Columbus and me.
Oh, Keith, all right. We got
5:30.
confirmation. He is hopping on. It's going to be an
Oh yeah,
awesome
I'll be
show.
on there tomorrow. Definitely. Be.
All right.
Then also after that, be sure to check out Mad Mondays with me, Sean C, and Mr. Voodoo, and also Tyrone Pimp, special guest tomorrow.
I might have to comment on that one, guys.
Hey, jump on. Hey, we a team now.
Okay,
Right.
all right.
We are family.
Yes.
We are family.
Yes.
Yes.
So everybody enjoy the victory tonight and
Yes.
tomorrow, and then
Victory
Tuesday
Monday.
is back to work. It's like Belichick, no days off. Goddamn it,
No days off.
No days off. We got work to do this year. The Browns got to be on a mission this year. Get that.
Agreed. We got
Get
this.
that.
Great start.
Yes.
Every game, take every game as it is and win. And other than that, Cincinnati, take your asses back down south. Now it's on over to the Steel City next, so we can invade
Yes.
Pittsburgh. And to all the other teams in the AFC North, my salute.
You're number one.
That's
Number
right.
one,
right.
guy. That's number one YouTube algorithm. That's the
Yes.
number
Yeah,
one.
that is the number one. Right.
Number one, yes, sir.
After further review, that is the number one.
Y'all is the number one. Us number like who? Number one? Pittsburgh? Yeah, Pittsburgh. Y'all number one.
Their citizens have one tooth. That's all.
Y'all number one.
Nice.
Number one. To the Cleveland Pittsburgh fans, better not lose next Monday. Y'all gonna hear me big time.
Y'all better ask somebody, baby.
Trash talk is coming.
Yes,
Professional
sir.
trash talk.
Yes, sir. But right now, we're 1-0. We enjoying this. And, hey, we'll see what happens. Like it's going to be a good year.
Agree.
Matter of fact, anything else y'all got to say in closing before we get off here real quick?
Not me. Go Browns. I feel, we're kind of invincible. Like I say, check out all the shows tomorrow. We'll be back at it. And that's all I got.
Yes,
I
sir.
got love to Keith and Sean. Got love to you guys. Got love to your network and everything and what you guys do. And yeah, I go Browns, and proud to be a part of the Browns community with you guys. And let's get some more victories.
Yes.
We appreciate you, bro.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Hey, Ed, one question.
Yes.
Is you going to do a show when Ohio State take on the Fighting Irish?
Only if you do it with me.
Okay, I'll see what's up. Hopefully, I don't have to work on that side.
Okay. Well, we'll figure something out. We'll get something out.
Definitely.
Hey, if you need an extra guy, just let me know.
Oh, Sean, feel free. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, just let me know. I'm down for it. Like,
You're part of this, sir.
Whatever.
Now.
Yeah.
Keith knows, man. Ed, if you need me, bro,
Okay.
I'm there. Just let me know. Just
Yes,
let me know.
sir.
That's what he does. That's what he does.
But anyway, y'all, God bless. Have a good night. Everybody be safe. Enjoy the victory, but don't enjoy it too much or you get reckless out here. Because in the mind scope of fact, it's still only one game, and we got 16 more of these to go. We're actually really, no. We got more than 16. We got about 19 more to go.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Word.
SB your bus. God damn it. SB your bus. If it ain't a Super Bowl, to me, it ain't a good year. Hey, because check out. That's the standard Pittsburgh has. That's the standard Cincinnati now has. That's the standard That's the standard every other team in our division has. So we gotta adopt that damn same standard.
Well, you're saying all the teams that you put up the number one for have the same standard, and we should be number one too.
Hey,
the other
the real
number
one.
We're the American.
Yeah, we're the other. Yeah, we're this
that
one.
number one. Yeah,
Yeah.
them is the.
Yeah, right. It's just one. It's 2 fingers over. Yeah.
Yes, to all you Cleveland Steeler fans, fuck you too.
I love it.
This guy. You're so hostile.
It's okay.
That's
Aggro
what's
is
up.
okay on a victory
That
Sunday.
sickens me.
Bring
and
it.
everything, you know, shit. It sickens me. Oh,
Good.
damn. It makes my stomach hurt. You want to throw up.
Yeah, crazy.
Throw up. I'm going to tell y'all a real quick story. When the Browns put Pittsburgh out a few years ago in the playoffs, I got on here and clowned on social media so bad, my son threatened to get me banned because he was so mad.
They tried to hit you with the YouTube strike, huh?
Yeah, he tried to do a fresh and fit on me and stuff too.
Yikes.
Tried to get me banned off Facebook and everything.
Such hatred.
And then you
What's
know what
that?
all he could do to talk about, well, we got 6 Super Bowls.
Oh man, we're gonna have to do a whole nother show for how many times I'm tired of hearing that.
You know we're gonna hear that shit next Monday.
I can't wait till we start saying, hey man, here's our one.
Right, to go
Well,
along with
there's
our
six-
other 8.
Well, there's 6 Super Bowls matches. There's 6 brain cells in each head that they have. So
Ed's got the replies. That's
you
what's
know,
up.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you know,
Can we start claiming like AFL championships?
I mean,
We should.
here's how you stump a Pittsburgher. You tell them to name all 3 rivers. They can't even do it, so it's all good.
Nice.
Or you tell some of the Cleveland Steelers fans, name some of your Super Bowl teams in the 70s. And someone wouldn't be able to tell you the quarterback's name.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Like I say, my whole family's from Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
so
they'll
unfortunately,
they'll
I
say-
can do it.
Yeah, when they say Neil O'Donnell, you know they know nothing.
Cordell Stewart.
Right.
Bubby Brister.
Bubby Brister. Mark Malone.
And we was kicking their ass regular back then. With Burton.
Yeah,
Oh, goodness.
Tommy Maddox.
Right. They can't even name you not
Tommy
one
Maddox.
Stiller from back in those days. Not one.
Cliff Stout. Yeah, oh man,
backup.
I'm here for it.
Like I
I'm here
said,
for it.
Browns are
I'm
going to go
on board.
Turkey Jones. Browns are going to go Turkey Jones next week against Kenny Pickett.
This is gonna be fun, guys. We know too much sports.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we're the OGs. We got these young cats. They only talk about 99 on. We actually know the Browns when they were the Browns.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yes.
some Dino Hall. We gotta
Dino
throw
Hall,
some real references out there.
Dino
Dave
Hall,
Logan.
Reggie Rucker, Dave Logan, Greg.
Give me
Pruitt.
some Ice Cube McNeil running it back.
Yes. Yes.
You guys are the
Oh,
best.
we could do this for hours. Sean. I love
You already know. You already
Oh,
know.
Hey, we will look for the new content coming, guys. Look
Yes,
for the
sir.
new-
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
we'll make
sir.
some OG content. We'll make it.
Right.
We'll make it real spicy.
Let
Monday.
me know. I'm
And
here for it.
Mondays. Thursday with Locked On Sports. Then Saturday with the Triad Committee with me, Romeo Rodriguez, and Nasty Nail, talking about everything that's crazy, nasty, and off point.
Hey now.
So you guys are pervs. Okay, all right. That's what's up.
I ain't gonna say all that. No.
Oh, I'm
no,
sorry.
no.
This day and age, you're controversial.
Yeah,
You,
kind of.
you guys are like the sexy red of podcasting.
Actually, be honest, people be talking about her stuff and everything. I really don't care for real. Because I look at it like this: if you feel that way about it, you ain't gotta listen to her stuff. So you know.
Hey, hey, we could actually adapt her song as a theme for Cleveland, Pound Town. We had to change
Yeah,
the words,
right,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
meaning,
Change the words,
and the
yeah.
whole everything.
Yes.
I wouldn't be rapping it,
I wouldn't be wearing no red. No.
Yeah, on second thought, that just might not work. We'll just have to go with something else.
Let's
Cleveland Rocks still goes.
Yeah, it
Yes,
always
sir. Yes, sir. But anyway, we about to get up off here.
Yeah, we were about to do that 10 minutes ago, but I love it. I
No.
love it.
Yeah,
I know.
Hey,
Everybody be safe. Enjoy the victory tonight. don't do nothing crazy and everything. Everybody put the guns down, stop the violence, and quit killing each other and everything. For real, for real. And be safe. Love each other. Peace. Hair grease. And I will see you all tomorrow on the We Like Sports Show and on Mad Mondays, starting at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. Yes, sir. And we're out.
Go Browns!
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Peace.